solitaire or multiplayer, all you need are 5 ordinary 6-sided dice, a scoring pad, which you can even print or write yourself, and a pen. The object of the game is to get the highest score among the players. Of course, if you're playing solo, you can keep track of your score and try to beat your own high score, or you can just try to get the highest score you can for each game. So how do you score? You score by completing the different dice combinations listed on the score sheet. Each combination has a corresponding score, which we will look at shortly. Each turn, you can roll up to 3 times to achieve your desired combination. For example, I start by rolling all 5 dice and see what possible combination I can come up with. I see that we have a pair of 2s and a pair of 6s. At this point, we can choose to score our turn or roll 2 more times. We can choose to keep any number of dice and roll all others and try to achieve a better combination. In this particular roll, I think it is worthwhile to go for a full house. A full house is when you have a 3 of a kind plus a pair. So we already have 2 pairs, pair of 2s and 6s. I can choose to keep this 4 dice and roll 1 die to try to get either a 2 or a 6. And we did it. We got a 6. Therefore we have 3 of a kind plus a pair, giving us a full house. Now, it only took us 2 rolls to achieve that. But, for example, you failed to get a 6 in that roll. We can then roll it again and try to get the 6. More on that later. For now, we have a full house, so we can fill up this box and score it with 25 points. Now a full house is always scored with 25 points, regardless of which kind, which 3 of a kind you have or which pair you have. It's always 25 points. So again, after at most 3 rolls, the turn is over and you have to choose a category or combination that is available within the game, meaning it is blank and not yet scored, and score accordingly. Once a combo has been filled in, you cannot use it again, so this adds another element in your strategy. So let's now briefly look at the combinations and see how to score them. First thing to note is that we have 2 sections, the upper section and the lower section. The upper section is composed only of the different numbers. We have aces, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s. For each of them, we score them by counting and adding only the corresponding number. For example, if we have a roll such as this, and I wanted to score it with aces, then my score would be 1 plus 1, 2. If I wanted to score it with 2s, my score would be 4, because I have 2 2s here. wanted to score 4s, then the score would be 4. And obviously 0 for 5s and 6s. Now it's up to you to choose however you score the turn, as long as it is available. It is part of your strategy to choose which one you want to fill in at that turn. Okay. Now you also see in the upper section that we have here a box called bonus, and we get us an additional 35 points if the total score for the upper section is at least 63 points. So how do you get 63 points? 63 is obtained if you consistently have a 3 of a kind for each of these numbers. So you have 3 1s, 3 2s giving you 6, 3 3s giving you 9, 3 4s giving yourself a score of 12, a 15 for 5s, and 18 for the 6s. That will sum up to 63, and you get the bonus score of 35. So, depending on your strategy, how you're feeling for that game, it can be good to always try to score this section, the upper section, with at least 3 of a particular kind, or 4 if you can. Now, let's look at the lower section. These are the other combos available to us. The 3 of a kind, the 4 of a kind, the full house, which is again a 3 of a kind plus a pair, a small straight, which is a sequence of 4 numbers, meaning you have 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can have 2, 3, 4, 5, or of course you can also have 3, 4, 5, 6. All of those are valid small straight combinations, and for that you get a score of 30, regardless if it started at 1 or 2 or 3. You always score a small straight with 30 points. Next is the large straight. The large straight is a sequence of 5 numbers. Therefore, you can only obtain it if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The large straight is always scored with 40 points. Next is the Yahtzee, the star of the game, the highest possible score for any given roll. It is a 5 of a kind, and it is always given a score of 50. Next is this column called chance. This is sort of a safety net. This can be used with any combination of dice, and you score it by adding up all the dice. I think the best way to use this is as a safety net when you attempt a specific combination and you fail to complete it. For example, imagine that I have filled up all of these except for a large straight. So imagine the only thing that is left for us to score is the large straight and the chance. Now we get a 4, a 6, 1. So practically a small chance of getting a large straight. So let's do it anyway. So let's keep the 4 and the 6 and roll the 3 dice. essence of the chance combo. You can use it at any time and with any combination of dice. Now, you may ask, what if you get a second Yahtzee or a third Yahtzee and so on? If you have already filled up your Yahtzee box and you scored or you obtained another Yahtzee, you can count it as a score for the number if available. A 3 of a kind, a 4 of a kind, a full house, a small straight, a large straight, or chance, and the normal scoring rules would apply. Then you would get a check in the Yahtzee bonus box. For example, imagine we got another Yahtzee consisting of 5 threes, and we already have a score here in our Yahtzee box. If the threes are available, then we can score this goal as 15 points, and in addition get a check in our Yahtzee bonus box. If the threes is not available, or if you want, you can also score it here, the 3 of a kind, the 4 of a kind, small straight, and the large straight. And you score it depending on which box. For example, if you wanted the 3 of a kind, you add all of the dice, which is again 15. If you score it at the 4 of a kind box, then the score is again 15. If you score it in the small straight section, then your score is 30 and 40 for the large straight. Again, at all those times, you get a checkbox which will give you an additional 100 points in your grand total. So pretty cool. The object of the game is, of course, to get as much Yahtzee as you can, so to speak. So as you can see here, for each check in our Yahtzee bonus box, you get an additional 100 points. We add up all the scores, including the bonuses, to get the grand total for that game. Now, if you were playing with other players, after you score the box, it would be the other player's turn, and after all the players have gotten their turn, play continues until you scored all of this. In other words, after 13 rounds, the game is over. Now, take note that again, there are times when it is possible to score a turn in several ways. For example, if you have something like this, 3 threes and 2 twos, you can score it as a full house. You can score it as a 3 of a kind, in which case our score would be 9, 11, 13. You can score it as threes, in which case we score it as a 9. We can score it as twos, in which case the score will be 4. Or we can put it in our chance box, in which case we add everything. So we got again 13. And as long as any of those combinations are available, you choose how to score your turn. It's part of your strategy. So let's continue this round so you get a better idea of what we talked about. We have 2 ones example, roll 4 of a kind, 4 sixes, for example, compared to 4 ones. But again, if you're aiming for the bonus 35 points in the upper section, it's good to get at least 3 of a kind. To aim for a 3 of a kind for each of these. So that's why I choose a score of 4 here. Continuing with our game. I get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, which is a large street. 40 with only 1 roll. Next. We get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and another 4. So we have a small street. 30. Next. We have a pair of 2s. A 4, a 5, and a 6. I keep the 2 2s. I have another pair of 2s for my last roll for the turn. I get a 6. So same reasoning as before. I will choose to write this as 2s to get 8. Next. I have 3 2s, a 4, and a 3. I keep this 3, which may be risky if we don't get a full house or a 4 of a kind. Let's see. We get another 2, so at least we have a 4 of a kind or a 3 of a kind available to us. But let's see if we can get a Yahtzee. We don't. So I will choose to write this as a 3 of a kind. So adding everything, we have a 9, which is pretty low for a 3 of a kind. I'm reserving 4 of a kind for something higher. Let's see. I got 2, 3, 4, 1, and a 6. Tough roll. Let's get the 6 and roll all 4 dice again. Get another 6. And let's keep 2 6s now. And roll again. We get another 6, a 5, and a 4. At this point, the only thing reasonable to do is to write this as 3 6s. So we get 18. Next. Yeah, we already have a score in a 1 and a 2, so I'd like to avoid that. We already have a score in a 6. So let's skip the 5. Try to aim for 4 5s. Unfortunately, we don't get another 5. But we do get 2 6s. Let's see. I think I will keep the 2 6s now and roll the 3 remaining dice. Hopefully we get a 4 of a kind or a Yahtzee. score, so the only thing I think I will do is write 0 in the 3s and try to compensate it with 4s and 5s. You get 3 4s, which is good. We get 4 4s to get a score of 16. Yeah, 1s, 3s. At this point, I'm gonna risk the 6s again. Take a higher score, higher risk, higher possible reward. We get a 5. Let's see. Do we risk it? I think we keep the 5 and roll 4 dice. Because 5 is still available. That way, we won't have to write 0 anywhere for this turn. And we are rewarded with another 5. So at least we get a 10 here. Let's worry about that later. We still have 2 rounds to go to try to go for a write this as 3 of kind, we also get 22. If you write it in fours, we get a 16. Considering that we failed to get 3 threes, I think we're better off writing 16 here. Let's risk it. Hopefully we'll get 5 or 6 for our 3 and 4 of a kind. We got 2 ones. Keep those. 2 fives. I'm gonna keep the 2 fives. Draw 3. And we get another 5. 2 sixes. We already have full house, so we can either score in a 3 of a kind or in the 5s. I think at this point I will write this as 3 of a kind, precisely because I got 2 sixes here, and in 3 of a kind it's important to have high supporting numbers because you add all the dice together. So let's do that. So we have 15 plus 12 is 27. X. We have 2 fives, 2 threes, and a 1. We already have our score in the threes, so let's go for the 5s again. Come on, 5s. Nope. 1 more. And we missed, but we get the score of 10 in our 5s. Next. We have 2s, a pair of 2s, a 6, a 4, and a 1. We already scored our 2s, so it's a bit risky to keep it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the 6 and roll all this. Uh-oh, I think I made a mistake. At this point, I just had to go for it. And yeah, I missed it. So, do I write it as 6 here? Or if we write it in chance, we get 12. Pretty low, but that keeps our hope of a bonus score in our possession alive. So yeah, let's do that. So we have 12 in our chance. We have 2 ones. Let's keep that. Hopefully get Yahtzee. Get another 1, 4, and a 6. Nope. So we have at least 3 ones. Next. We have 2 fives, 2 fours. Let's go for the 5s. Another 5. Another 5. That bailed us out, so we have a 4 of a kind here. So we have 20 plus 3. 23. Okay, so now all we have That's how you play Yahtzee. Thank you for joining me in this ASMR Yahtzee tutorial. If you like the video, please consider